All right, this segment is on the non-negotiables. And there are just a few things that aren't being debated in the golf world. One is this idea of the way the golf club's built. All the golf clubs are built the same way. The shaft must lean, the handle leads the club head to strike the ball. So and the properties of the golf club are very similar to the properties of the Tsunami bar. So that's one non-negotiable. Nobody's debating that. Another area that nobody debates is the idea of impact, where the hips lead the shoulders. The hips are up in front of the shoulders. There's something that Coach Taylor is going to expand on called the kinematic sequence. Take it away, Coach. Explain this idea.
Well, a lot of times, out there's some great research done, and when you can find out that science proves something without a shadow of a doubt, it's pretty concrete, and it gives you a lot of trust in what you do. So the kinematic sequence basically explains what muscle groups must fire in a proper sequence from the very top of the backswing to impact. So it's acceleration to a deceleration position. This data was obtained by what they call K-Vest, which is out there on the market right there. And I will kind of explain that it's kind of similar to when you guys go to the doctor and they do what's called a QRX complex, which they're actually kind of seeing what the properties of the heart do. Your heart has 4 chambers, and when they're reading your QRX complex on like an EKG, they're seeing if the chambers of your heart are contracting the right way and pumping blood the right way, and you have a healthy heart. Well, the kinematic sequence is the same thing. The muscles have to fire in proper sequence in order for you to maximize acceleration and be able to get into the most proficient and efficient position. And so what Coach Bryan is talking about is exactly right. When you get to the top, it's got to be pelvis first, which is your hips, thorax second, lead arm third. There is no debate about that. No matter what style of swing you have to have proper kinematic sequence in order for impact to be as good as you want it to be. So the Tsunami Golf Bar enables us to get into a better kinematic sequence, and we'll elaborate on just how we use this bar a little later.
Absolutely, and there's one thing that the hips being in front of the shoulders, it's not just horizontal, it's not just that fact with a tilted spine, but it's also a turning and a torque. Well, this shaft turns and torques, the club head turns and torques. Well, guess what? The Tsunami bar has twist and turn. It's oscillating properties. When this bar is moving through space, talk just a little bit about how it oscillates.
Well, we build it with a set of materials on the inside of the bar that will allow the bar to flex on a predictable plane. So other flexible bars that have been produced in the past, because it's not new technology, flexible bar technology is not new, but they couldn't control it. They used materials that would not only flex but oscillate and get out of control, so you really couldn't predict which way it was going to go, and your body couldn't react in a predictable manner to be able to reach your desired position, whether it be weightlifting or an athletic sequence. This bar and all of the Tsunami bars have materials on the inside that will offer you a predictable plane and a prescribed flex depending on which bar that you choose, whether it be exercise or golf. And right now we're talking about the golf bar in this case. But we'll get to some exercise bars later on down the road.
And there's one thing that I've got to throw out. Rob, your passion is fishing. I didn't know anything about fishing, and I still don't, and hadn't been out with you yet. But I do look forward to that. In the golf bag, we've got 14 different clubs we're allowed to use by the rules, of which a putter, we're going to throw that out. That length doesn't matter. But from the wedge, which is the shortest club, which incidentally has the most lean, to the driver, which theoretically, until the long putters, was the longest club, we've got different lengths. And as you can easily see, and anybody who's tried to take an object and strike another object with different length clubs, it's a little different to hit the golf ball, that is, with the driver versus the wedge. Well, in fishing, I didn't know I thought when you went into fishing, you took a fishing pole, and you went and you took bait, and you threw the line in the water and you had one fishing pole. That's not the case at all.
No, not the case at all. The old cane pole with shade tree and a six-pack, that's not fishing anymore. Fishing, and this isn't the conversation, but fishing, especially on the tournament level, for bass fishing primarily, which is what I'm involved in, is much more athletic. But as that relates to golf and all the flexes that we get, that's absolutely right. In fishing that we use, we might have 15 or 20 rods on deck, and they all might have different shafts or kick points in them, so that we can control or be able to manipulate a bait of different weight to project it to in a cast that might be, you know, anywhere from 20 to 50 yards long, depending on, you know, where your target is. Same with golf. You got kick points in the golf clubs that will predict or give you an indication of launch speed, launch angle, all the different golf terminology that comes along with these clubs and how they project the golf ball over a certain distance to a landing point. Same with these bars. You can load this particular bar with 5 pounds a side or 2.5 pounds a side or no weight at all, and you're going to get a different flex and kick point, which is going to cause you a different recruitment pattern in your muscular system, depending on the exercise prescription that you use for this particular bar.
Well, I can only speak for 36 years of training different human beings in different physiological patterns, but I'll say this: we're all trying to get one good thing besides great impact position, and you know what it is, guys? It's fast twitch muscle fiber. Fast twitch muscle fiber as an athlete makes a difference. We all want more of it. We all want to swing it faster, hit it further. So the Tsunami bar, being a live bar, as both coaches have talked about, and myself as well, is that we realize that because you're getting 3 times the amount of contractibility and you're recruiting from the fast twitch muscle fiber segment of your body physiologically, that we can actually really get a response out of those fast twitch muscle fibers that we could not get from a steel bar. And that's the big thing that Robbie and I talk about all the time in training all athletes and not just golfers, is how much fast glycidic stimulation we get from the Tsunami bars and how it enables you to feel those contractions a lot faster. Here's the cool thing about it. When you contract muscles faster, not only are you recruiting the type of muscle fibers you want to, but your physiological benefits, cardiac output goes up, which means your heart's beating faster, the stroke volume's more, and so you're taking in more oxygen. So you're getting a lot of different physiological benefits from having a bar that is live and is pliable than you would be from a steel bar.
I tell you what, absolutely beautiful. I like investing my workout and training time towards this idea of, I think faster is better. Now, the top speed, once you get to a top speed, I've found it easier to back down.
Right.
Once you reach a maximum, then you can come down, and I just tell you, faster is better. Hitting it longer is more fun.